All right, with Shake and Besties, we are back. Episode 2 of Diaries of a Dom. Before I get started, please do me a favor. Like this video and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Just like it. Just like it. Just like it. Help me out. Maybe I'll grow an audience besides the people who are already here. I love everybody who's here, and I'm open to exploding on YouTube. Okay, so Diary of a Dom, episode 2. I'm going to talk about sub number 2. So how did I find him? I went on Grindr and I just put something like any sexual excuse me. Any sexual service subs open to coming over and worshiping my body for a couple hours. I wanted somebody to just come jerk me off for a couple hours. And let me tell you, there's so many responses. And this one guy reached out and he was like, "Sir, I would love to if you give me the opportunity." And I read the message and I opened it, and then I just, there was a lot of people responding, and I don't know, there was nothing special about him. He's great, right? This isn't a read by any means, but there was nothing about his profile that was ooh, sparking to me. And so I just read it and kept kind of scrolling and put it on the option list. And then he reached out again. He was like, "Would you like me to beg, sir?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Go ahead." I was like, "That's hot, go ahead." And then he sent this really long paragraph of, I don't even know what it said, but it had the bowing down emoji. And he was like, "Sir, please, I would love to have the honor of doing this, and I follow good directions, and da 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 da." And it was just this really charming message. I reading it, I was smiling, and the energy of it was this deep, enthusiastic desire and just a deeper yearning to do it. So there was a sacral response from me in that, and I was like, "Okay, cool, you win." And so I was like, "Are you free in an hour?" And then he came over. So this individual, he was clearly way more experienced as a sub, and he arrived. We didn't have much conversation. I think I asked him, "How are you with pain?" And he was like, "I'm open to it. It's been a while, so my sensitivity, I need some my sensitivity is higher, right? Because I'm not used to it right now." And then a couple other things. I told him just to wear shorts, no underwear. I just think that's hot, basketball shorts to expose the bulge kind of thing. And then he arrived, and then he came in, and he was he was interesting. He was really, I see people as animals. Which is just this interesting thing. And he was a mammal type, and he had this he has this what's the animal, almost like that kind of animal energy, but mixed a bigger woodland creature that would go like this, because he was a full-size man. And so anyway, and he had these eyes, and so he came, and I got him at the door, and there was the similar anxiety, there was the similar the initial whoa, okay, this is happening, we're here, time to do it kind of thing. And again, we didn't have much of a conversation. But I think there was a quick hi, hello, how are you? Just a brief introductory thing. But he had these eyes that were ready for it. He was ready for it. And so I was like, eyes down. And he was good. He went into position. And so I ended up, I'm going to fast forward and then I'm going to rewind. I ended up having a conversation with him afterwards, later down the road, just a person to person, not in a dynamic conversation. And he shared some information around how he had been formally trained. And so there's this concept of training a sub that I don't have any formal education around, but from what I'm hearing and from what I'm gathering, there's formal training. And he shared with me that for a while he had a sir, and that's the language that he used. And this sir was from the old guard. Now, the old guard is something that it's interesting because I've got this energetic awareness of these things where it's he starts talking about it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I know what you're talking about, but I've never heard it before. But there's this like energetic awareness I've got of these concepts. But he shared with me the old guard, apparently, from don't quote me here, but paraphrasing what he was saying, the old guard essentially is a bunch of gays were discharged from the military. I don't know if they were discharged because they were gay, they just got back from war, or whatever. And at the time, they were giving like gifts. They were getting like cars and like things like that for being of service. And so I guess a bunch of the gays, like they all chose motorcycles. And that's where the first biker gang, dom sub kind of thing, like that culture came to life. If you saw Pilion, it was all about bikers, but that was in the UK, so not the US. I don't know all these things. But anyways, the old guard was very militant. It was very, like a very structured and a very like, and I think leather clubs and leather culture comes from this, but it was very like, this was like the original gay US formalized, like some sort of something coming together as a culture for BDSM, for Dom sub dynamics. And so he had a sir who trained him, who he was with for X amount of time, and this sir was from the old guard, so it was very like by the book, and it was very like OG old guard Dom sub dynamics of this culture. And so he showed up with this like, what I'm getting to is like he went into pose, like he went into posture, and I took an online Domcraft course with one of my old teachers, Court Vox, who does incredible work. And in this, one of the resources that Court shared was this this posture like handout that had different like postures that were named, and they all had name. Like one was like ready, and one was like hands behind back, and one is like kneeling down. And there was probably like 12 of them. And I would guess that this might have come from the old guard. It's like a more structured form of this Dom sub stuff where like there are actual like body positions that have names and signify different aspects of the dynamic. And so it was really fun for me to play with him because he had like this energetic and like this imprinting on him to like he was trained like a dog would be trained where like you say something and they immediately with like gusto go to that position. So I get him at the door, we go in the elevator, I'm like eyes down, and he like goes into posture, and he's just like, there was no like, it was just so like automatic. And then I was like, walk behind me, and walking to like from the elevator to my door, and he like took a couple steps back, and then we get into, so my apartment has like this corridor, there's like a hallway that goes to like the front door, and it's just a long skinny hallway, and then it's like my apartment, right? And so we get inside, and I trained dogs in 4-H, like growing up, like I knew how to train dogs, and so like I'd be like, all right, like down, and he like gets on the ground, and then he's like crawling to me, and he had this very enthusiastic, very like quick and responsive energy that didn't require much of me to tell what to do. What did we do? So he came in my room, and I was just kind of playing with him. Okay, yeah, he was in my bed. I had him massage my feet. I had him like up on the bed and then get down, and get back up, and then get down. And I was just like playing. I'm just like, what's happening here? Like, I don't know. And so, so he massaged my feet for a while, and then massaged my legs, and was doing a really good job of it, and was like actually fucking doing it, not just like half-assedly doing it. Sub number one, I had him like massage me, but like he went, I was like, this is not a massage, just stop, go learn how to do this better. But he was like massaging my feet, and then, what else? He also was like talking, so I was like laying in bed, he was massaging my feet, we were kind of playing around, and then I did stumble into this like, because we didn't have much conversation beforehand, but I stumbled into this like a little bit of a like a performative thing. I don't know if performative is the right word, but like I was like trying things, and I was like I don't know. I was like trying things. I was like trying new things because I was like, what exactly do I want here, and what exactly is possible here? And so at one point I had him like on the ground, and I was like giving him some really hard spankings that he was taking really well, which I fucking love. And then we went into my studio space, and I had him massage my body, and then eventually we were back. I mean, he was probably here for like an hour, hour and a half. And like all throughout the time, he kept like talking, and he wanted to like talk to me about one of the relationships that he was in. And like it seemed like he wanted to connect and share a bit more of like intimacy. And damn it, my microphone went out. It seemed like he wanted to like share intimacy with me and like conversation with me. And he was like opening up to me about all these things. And I let him. But while he was doing that, in my mind, I'm like, this is like not like no shade, no tea, but like, I don't care. Not that I don't care as a person, but like in what we're doing here, I'm not interested in that. But at the same time, I was like, maybe that's part of the give and take here. I'm not really sure. So I just let him, and I like talked to him and it like a friend, and it was like no big deal. And to say that I don't care is not totally true. Like it was interesting, and I care about people and what they're talking about, what they're going through. But it was more of this energy of like, within this dynamic, that's not really what I'm interested in. I want you to be quiet and just fucking serve me. But again, I just went with it for the sake of going with it and like giving him something in return. And then eventually we made it back into my room, into my bed, and I had him jerk me off, and I really like biting ears, and like using that like a dog would like bite another dog's ear to like put them down and like make them submit. That's like one place that I really enjoy inflicting pain and like holding power over somebody with my mouth. I just have such like oral things with me. And so yeah, like he did that, and like it was fucking hot for me to be like biting his ear and him wincing in pain while he's like bringing me to calm. Like that was fucking hot. And then yeah, and then he like ended, and then it was like, and I'll just be vulnerable here at the end. Cause I don't know, I was just fucking winging it, but like at the end, when he was leaving, I was like, I'm not big, because you know, you go to these trainings and you go to these workshops and you have these teachers, and like they talk about conversations and the formality of it, and like after the scene ends, have a closing ritual, and then have a conversation about it, and aftercare and all this stuff. And I do think there's a time and place for that, but within this like experimental like dynamic that we went into, and we just went right into the dynamic, right? This was just like sir boy, like right out the gate. There was never not that. And so leaving, I was like, I'm not like huge into conversations, but if there's like anything you need to tell me, like let me know. And then that was the only time he came over, because and like it just didn't. Where we had that conversation down the road, where he reached out to see if we could meet on like neutral terms. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then who knows if anything more will come from this. But yeah, that was sub number 2. I would, thinking of the archetypes like pup, slave, and boy, I would definitely put him more in the slave pup role. There wasn't so much of that like emotion. I mean, there was, I can't say, I think emotions are always involved, but like the boy father figure, I didn't get as much of, and these are just concepts I'm playing with, so I'm just going with it. But like for him, I would classify it more like pup and slave, where he was really like fueled by the service aspect of it, but also had that really like pup, like playful, sparky kind of energy that, and like literally like acted like a dog in a lot of ways. I think he might even be into pup play. So yeah, that's sub number 2. I am talking to a couple sub number 3s. One I'm really excited about, and I think I might like make a Twitter account and like, or like a Blue Sky. I don't know what's politically correct these days. But maybe I'll make a account, because I could like post screenshots of the conversations that I'm having. The sub number 3 that I was just talking to today, we're having more of a conversation ahead of time, but he gave me permission to like take and share photos of him, which fucking so hot to me, as well as like content. So like I have consent to like share screenshots of our conversation. So I think that could be like a fun way to like bring people along on this journey as I continue it. So anyways, thanks for being here. Like, follow, subscribe, and I will see you again soon.